Hey, what's going on, guys? Harry here. Sorry for the delay on this video. These clips are a few weeks old now, but still wanted to post them up for you guys. So this is 5 weeks out from my meet coming up at the end of January. January 24th is the day that I'm lifting. It's a Sunday, and hope you guys had a great holiday week, Christmas if you guys celebrate, and New Year's. Had a good time and glad to be back to like a normal routine with training and everything. But this first session here of this week, I remember felt really good. It was my last training session at my gym here in Buffalo, which is the gym that I'm used to training at, and especially using the Ohio Power Bar. So I feel like I'm getting spoiled using that bar pretty much every time I train, because going back home to using just like a general bar, the bars at the gym that I joined weren't really that great, but you guys will see that in the next few videos. But I still made the most of it, and training was feeling pretty good. This was 365 for 5 sets of 5. Really happy with the way that these are moving. I know in the past I've hit this maybe for like 2 or 3 sets of 5 consecutively, but being able to hit 5 sets of 5 with this weight really has been boosting my confidence. And every time that I hit multiple sets at a heavy weight that like I probably have never done before, it just continues to boost my confidence and allows me to see like that my strength is really going up. And when I get to start lifting heavier and heavier weight, I'll definitely be a lot more confident under the bar. So I'm really glad the approach that we're taking here, really intensifying my volume work in addition to my strength work. So typically I wouldn't say that I wouldn't like intensify my strength work or my hypertrophy work when I'm prepping for a meet, but I would keep the percentage for any volume work about 5 to 10% below what a typical rep max would be. So just to give you guys like an idea of what I'm saying, a 90% load for any lift is gonna be approximately a 4 rep max if your max or training max is your true max. So what I would prescribe typically for volume work is about minus 5 to 10%. So I'd maybe set like a 4x4, 5x4, 6x4 at 80 to 85%. But I'm thinking that the percentages that my coach Joe, has been prescribing have been a lot more intense than I'm usually used to, which has really done a great job in boosting my confidence. And I've been recovering from all these workouts really well. Volume has been coming down just a little bit, and Christmas cookies definitely help when you're trying to recover from some heavy strength training. This was 3 sets of 3 at 275. Not sure what the percentage was here. This was a strength day. All of these moved really well. Again, actually, since I came back home for the winter break, I noticed that the bench that I'm using here is probably a little bit lower than competition bench that they'll be using in the USAPL. So I kind of have to know that going into the meet, because the bench that I'm training on is just a little bit different. I actually could bring a measuring tape and measure dimensions, especially the height. I think is the biggest issue with me, because setting my feet, as you guys know, trying to get leg drive has been like my biggest issue this entire prep so far. So if I go into the meet thinking that the bench press height and everything is going to be the same, I think that's going to throw me off even more. So just need to be aware of that going into the meet. Okay, so moving into Tuesday's session. I drove home from Buffalo to my house in northern New Jersey on Monday after my training, and then decided to go to this gym. As you guys know, in the past, since when I'm home in North Jersey, I always go to another gym that you guys have seen plenty of training footage from, but just decided to change it up. That gym hasn't been too great to us over the years, so I figured I'd try out another gym. It's a little bit further, but I really like the atmosphere here. As you can see, there's tons of squat racks. It's really like a strength and conditioning gym, and I just joined as like an open gym member, so it was only like $35 a month, which I don't think is bad at all. They also have like cables and stuff, which is good for getting in some accessory work if you're not going to be using barbells or dumbbells for all of your movements. So these were my deadlifts, Deadlift Power, so this was a little bit lighter. 12 sets of 1 at 440. Again, the bar I was using wasn't that great, so especially on deadlifts I was feeling it. Could barely hold on to the bar on some of these sets, and as the weight got heavier later in the week, it was even harder. These singles were at 77%, so I was taking about 45 seconds to 60 seconds in between reps. So really enjoying doing singles. And last week, that you guys will see in one of the next few videos, I hit some AMRAPs on deadlifts, and that went really well. Or I hit one AMRAP on deadlifts at 90%, and that went really well. So you guys will see that here in a little bit. I'll try to get these next few videos up quickly just because I have all the training footage. Just got to edit it and do the voiceovers for them. So after these deadlifts, I moved on to my squat power day, which again is a little bit lighter than both my hypertrophy day and my strength day. So this was 7 sets of 2 at 350, and this was the first time that I was squatting at this gym, and it felt terrible. I don't know what it was. Maybe not having the mirror, which I would prefer not to train with, but it just so happens that the only squat racks that my gym in Buffalo has are in front of mirrors. You can see on that second rep there, I was like on my toes while I was trying to get the weight up, and my heels were completely off the ground, which at the time felt terrible. I honestly thought I was gonna like fall forward with the weight, but I was able to grind through it. And after that set, I really focused on sitting back on my heels. That's been a cue that Joe has given me, just like thinking the word heels in order to keep my heels flat on the ground, because if you guys have been following, you know that my heels have been coming up just a little bit on squats, and that's definitely not putting me in the best power or the best position to develop as much power as possible. So again, these sets felt pretty bad, but I got through them. 7 sets of 2 at 350. The intensity isn't that high. I think it's about 77%. So just really technique work, and the weight isn't that heavy. So everything felt good though. After that, I was just focusing. I think it was just like the atmosphere of the gym. If you guys go to like a brand new gym, something you're not used to, it's just nothing feels good to begin with, I feel, and that's always happened to me in the past joining new gyms. But I was happy to get through all this work, and as I started training at this gym more and more over the course of the last couple weeks, everything started feeling good, and I got used to the environment. So hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll see you in the next one. Really starting to kind of like build momentum with my training, feeling this was my